industry and our workplace and so forth. So a couple of things I want to look at. And the first thing is, for me, it's about relationships. And not this kind of relationship, though. This, I do like this photo. A bit of bromance. My buddies at the Fat Duck. First time I was there, so it's not that type of relationship. However, this is the kind of relationships that we build when we do work experience, even though we learn lots. So I want to look at a couple of my students. I gave them the brief. I gave them the brief of somewhere or someone that inspires you. This is the brief for them to do the work experience. So they had to come up with someone that inspires them. And if they didn't know who that was in New Zealand, then they had to find menus and so forth of places that they get excited about in terms of the food. And the next thing was 1 week anywhere in New Zealand, so I didn't want to restrict them to being thinking that Tauranga was the only option for them. But then I add in here, it's also self-researched, and you also have to fund yourself. Yeah, and the reason why I do that is because I want commitment from them. Because this week actually is when they're doing their work experience. So yesterday I was up at Siddharth dropping off Janice, and she's starting it. So she's self-funding herself, and they figure out ways. And then I support them with whatever I can. So that's the work experience. This is Reese from last year. Reese did his work experience with Josh Emmett at this lovely location in Key Street, and then basically they offered him a job. Sam, same thing, but at this place here called Clooney's, and the kind of food he does, and he's working there right now. So I spent some time with him yesterday. Caroline is at Siddharth, and he was the best restaurant in New Zealand last year, and the best chef. So these are sort of the I suppose, the results from last year's students that they're still working there. And my chat to them is about, you've done 2 years training here, this is actually your third year that can actually cement some of your learning and give you good experiences. And then this guy here, Levi did his work experience at the Grill, which is a place in Sky City. Didn't suit what he wanted. He wanted a family environment, so once he did his summer here, I said, when you're ready, we'll set you up, and he went to Simon Gold's place on the Euro, so it really suits him. The other item I want to talk about is, so that's work experience. This is the website that I set up for my students. The reason why I set this up was because I wanted them to be able to showcase their food. So this is some of their food items that they do. And it's about them being able to look at their food and say, I did that, and I want them to be proud of it. The best advantage I've had from them doing this is that they know that it's going to go on the website, so they present the best that they can. So as a result, they put up the best food that they can. So that's the interface that we have in terms of a website. I don't actually know who looks at it because I don't know how to check those items, but I know that the students look at it. And every time if I send my work experience, a student to a certain work experience, I will also link in the website so they can see some of the food that they do. Within this, we put out like a table for friends. This was our off-site one that we did, and this was the main purpose of this is for them to develop their menu skills and their sort of developing items. So this is an opportunity for them to be able to just create. So this website, we do our projects, these are projects that we've done this year. Some successful, some not, but it's all very good learning. But this interface is really good for the students. They enjoy it. And then we do jobs. This is us working out at ASB Arena. Lots of people I think we did 1,500 that night, and they just don't get that experience unless we take those opportunities. And this helps us pay for dinner that we had at the... Actually, for this job, we actually did a deal that when we went to competitions, we used this truck for that week. So we had a kitchen, we had a place. So that was the deal that we do. So they don't make any money from it, but we get the opportunity to be able to have something a little bit better. And then we do cooking competitions, and as a result of cooking competitions, they are exposed to a whole pile of chefs who are looking for staff. So most of these guys here have work. She's at Macau at the moment. She's at Siddharth. He's in the office. This is for their work experience. She's wanted to do pizza, so she's at Dobro's in Hamilton. Connor's at Depot. Michaela's going to Sugar Club, which is Peter Gordon's. Atafai is a really interesting character. Not suitable for the hard-out restaurant, but working in a hospital right now. So as soon as I finish this, I'm going to go check on her. And Sasha is actually having a baby, so she wants to work in a lab. So work in a place where we set her up with a food lab where they design and food. That suits her. And then we got to go to dinner as a result of all that, and it's quite impressive. We went up all in our casual clothes, and then we drive up, and then they say they want to get changed, and then half an hour later they come up and they sort of look all, I didn't recognize them. So my thoughts for me is, if I was to share anything, is go do some really good work experience and don't restrict it to a place that you think is what you think you can handle. Actually challenge yourself. Go work in the best possible place you can. And then once you've done that, get your students to do the same. And then, of course, create a medium that allows you to showcase your students so that they can feel that, wow, this is my work, or what. And then I think it's taken me 9 years to be able to say, actually, I did this in 2009, my first work experience. And it's taken me sort of that long to be able to create this culture within my group of work experience and so forth. So I didn't expect it to happen overnight, is probably what I'm saying there. This is where it all started for me. The very first time I walked into the Fat Duck doors, and I was terrified, even though I was an experienced chef of sort of 20-odd years. I was terrified, and as soon as I realised that actually we can do this, and I can do all this food in this sort of 3 Michelin-star restaurant, I realised that actually so can students. So yesterday we sat in Depot and had lunch with one of my students who was concerned about working at Depot, and we sat there and we watched them cook, and I said, hey, you can do this, you can do that, and as a result of it, he's now keen to set himself up. So my feeling about work experience and interface with industry is build relationships, and it takes a while. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Lee, for that presentation and those great pearls of wisdom, and that reminder that these great things take time. He's got a quick question. All those beautiful displays of food, which are obviously very high quality. What level were they students on?
Second year students.
Second year?
Yeah. What I've learned over the time is that with first year students, you've got to teach them the rules, and then second year students, you can then break the rules once you know how the rules works. Yeah, that's basically the theory I have. So I give them a lot of creativity opportunities.
Very impressive.
Thank you.
Lee, just another quick question. What do you do when you've got a student who aspires to work at somewhere like the Sugar Club, but you know they're so far off being...
Yes, so Modi is one of my examples for that. She wanted to go to Siddharth, and without crushing her dreams, because I don't want to do that, is I say to her, you're not ready for it yet. Let's go and do Macau first, and then see how that goes, and let's build you up to that. Which is what we did with Levi. He wasn't ready for the next place. So what I don't want to do is say you can't do it, because so many people tell them that through their lives. So don't allow them that to. Yeah.
Well, thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
I know you've got a huge day at the students and things. Okay. Thank you very much for that time. Betty, do we need to plug anything in for you?